Hi and hello! Welcome to episode 1 of what I'm calling the What If Hero Shooter, a series where I'll be taking your favorite characters and making movesets for them as if they were in a hero shooter. For today's moveset, I'll be covering the platforming plumber and Mr. Nintendo himself, Mario. Before we get started, remember to like the video if you enjoy what you see, and subscribe if you want to see more. Your support is always appreciated. With all that said, let's jump right in. For Mario's role, he is going to be a Slayer, a damage dealer that's great at flanking and taking down squishy targets. He excels at invading the backline and making enemy healers panic. He's a mobile fighter that's easy to pick up but hard to master, the type that just by seeing how someone plays him, you'll be able to tell whether they're a casual or a pro. For his gameplay, he utilizes a mix of jumping techniques and power-ups to outmaneuver his foes, all things I'll get into later. And the overall concept for the moveset is based on decades of mainline games and platforming in general. Running and jumping is what he's best known for in his games, so he will be designed to do just that. For his primary fire, I call it the Plumber Combo, a melee attack that consists of 2 punches and a kick. Based on the attack that he has in Mario 64, which would also inspire his jab in the Smash Bros. Games, it's a quick and reliable way of getting some damage in. Additionally, he has access to another attack. If you press crouch while in mid-air, Mario will perform a ground pound that damages and knocks down enemies hit by it. It's a great tool for setting up eliminations against unsuspecting targets or to interrupt an enemy while they're channeling. However, you'd want to be careful about how you use it since you may land in an enemy's trap or accidentally drop off the map. Next, I want to get into traits. There are 2 kinds of traits, a passive and an active. Characters in this series will have one or the other, and in this case, Mario will have both. For his passive, Mario has Jumpman, named after his original title in the Donkey Kong arcade game. With it, he'll be able to perform a variety of jumps using different inputs. Going down the list, we've got triple jumps, which can be done by running forward while repeatedly jumping, great for building momentum and setting up to reach higher ground. Wall jumps, which can be done by jumping while touching a wall. Crouch jumps, which happen when you jump while crouching, goes higher with less distance than a normal jump. Long jumps, which can be performed by running forward then crouching before immediately jumping, goes farther with less height than a normal jump. Then there's the dive, which is executed by jumping during the startup or fall of a ground pound. While it's great for aerial mobility, it can also be used to dodge out of a bad ground pound or to bait enemies attempting to counter it. Of course, you will also have the ability to jump on enemies' heads in order to deal damage. For an active, Mario will have access to the item stock. While inventories for items have existed since Mario 3, this version will take after the single item stores seen in Super Mario World. If Mario equips a power-up while one is already in use, the previous one will be traded into storage, shown in an icon above the player's health bar. I'll explain more about power-ups later with one of his abilities. Using the active will then allow Mario to grab the stored power-up and equip it, swapping it in if he had another equipped already. It's a useful part of his kit that allows him to have a backup plan, or to rotate his options to adjust to the situation. For his first ability, Mario uses the Cape Spin, an attack granted to him via the Cape Feather. On use, he will quickly spin while wearing a cape. Enemies hit by the cape take damage and are knocked up, and projectiles that hit him are blocked instead. It's a simple but brief defensive option that can keep him in the fight for longer, so long as you're able to properly use it. For his second ability, and the one that ties into the item stock, we have Power Up. Mario hops up and punches a question block that appears above him. From it, a random power-up will be given to him, which changes his primary fire to a ranged attack. As for what he can get from the block, well... First, there's the Fire Flower, which changes his primary to throw a burst of 2 fireballs that travel along the ground and bounce off walls, burning enemies when they hit. Great for spamming down choke points, and has the highest single target damage of the 4. Then there's the Ice Flower, whose snowballs have a stronger bounce compared to his fiery counterpart, but travel slower. Enemies hit with them are slowed down, while any summons they have are completely frozen. It's great for making targets easier to hit and stopping enemy minions and turrets from annoying your team. The Boomerang Flower, which has Mario throw a boomerang that can pass through enemies. It's another good option for dealing damage, especially against groups. And finally, the Bubble Flower, which lets Mario send out bubbles that pop on impact with a target or terrain. While floating, they're able to absorb projectiles that hit them, holding them inside. If the bubble reaches its limit or hits an enemy, the pop will become stronger based on the damage it absorbed. Each one has its purpose, both for offense and utility. Getting the right ones and knowing when to use them is key to Mario's strategy. Now, there are some things to look out for. If Mario takes enough damage, let's say 50% of his max health, the power-up will wear off and send you back to melee. On the plus side, if that block that shows up when the ability is used will actually stick around and remain in the spot it was hit. You can use this to create temporary platforms to reach higher ground, or to defend against attacks from above. For his third ability, Mario dons the cat suit with help from the Super Belt. While in feline form, he'll sprint forward with increased speed, scratching at enemies in his way. He can also climb up walls, and his ground pound is replaced by a dive attack that deals more damage than a regular scratch. This ability is great for vertical movement, either to escape from enemy reach or to chase down an injured target. Finally, his ultimate. With help from Cappy, Mario will be able to capture his enemies. On use, Mario will throw Cappy, and if it hits, will have him jump to the target to take control. While controlling an enemy, Mario will gain access to their abilities, except for their ultimate. That's because the ultimate input will instead act as an eject button, allowing Mario to ditch at any time, useful if you just want to drop your target off the map or to evade punishment, because enemies will be able to attack their captured enemy to free them. When that happens, Mario will be pushed out and left stunned, giving enemies enough time to eliminate him. And that will be it for the moveset, but before ending things, I wanted to throw in some ideas for cosmetics. Starting with skins, I have gathered 3, 2 to represent games that were in use for the moveset, and a legendary. First off, an outfit inspired by Mario Sunshine. It would be a mix of the 2 designs shown here. The sunglasses and shirt along with the paint stains and flood could make for a nice homage to his island adventure. Then, you could have a costume based on his builder uniform used in the Mario Maker games. The hard hat and utility belt give a professional look that contrasts the previous vacation-y fit. And for a legendary, he could have a complete remodel that gives him the look of his polygonal self from Mario 64. Not only does his appearance change, but so do his abilities, effects, and audio, all to match the look of this 3D classic. Let me know what you think of these options, or if there's any others you'd want. Personally, I'd add the skeleton outfit from Odyssey, and that rapper outfit from that one Mario pinball commercial. I just think it'd be funny to have that. And at last, for Mario's MVP animation, it could show him running up some blocky stairs, jumping forward once he reaches the peak. He'd then reach out to grab the top of a flagpole, changing the flag on it to his logo, then slide down, ending on a pose. However, if you have the 64 skin equipped, it'll instead show a recreation of the star grab animation, ending with a peace sign. And that marks the end of this episode of What If Hero Shooter. So what you think? Is there anything I should have done differently? Please let me know in the comments below. All good feedback is welcome. As always, be sure to like and subscribe for more. And stay tuned for next time, because it'll be super. Thanks for watching. Peace out.